Hi Aquarius, this is a powerful month for you for huge emotional shifts and also a change of course, a change of direction in your career if you want it. Welcome to your astrology reading for March 2018. Oh my goodness, it is snowing outside, can you see? It's snowing like crazy. I haven't seen snow like this since I was a kid, so like I'm in a super good mood. It's so cool. Right, this month for you is really good actually. I really like it, and there's going to be a lot going on in terms of, I feel like, your personal life, your inner world, but you're also going to be aligning with what it is you really want to do. You know what I mean? Like in terms of like making the picture of your life, and I feel like I've said this a few times, but making the picture of your life marry up with who you now are type thing, okay? So we have at first a full moon in your 8th house. So this brings matters of deep intimacy, of psychology, of patterns, you know, like habitual patterns that we have, emotional patterns that we have to the forefront, as well as things to do with shared resources, shared finances, joint custody, that kind of stuff. It brings all of this far more to a head. So there could be some sort of it could be that something happens, especially if say you're going through your divorce, or you have shared custody of a child, or there's any area in which you have to share something that is of value to you. It feels like there could be a really good conclusion to this, okay? A conclusion that leaves you feeling happy with the results, but at the same time a conclusion that is long lasting, and a conclusion that is based on reality and based on something that is sober and mature and structured, okay? So that's going to be really important for those of you who have got shared custody of children. Maybe you've been battling it out and that kind of thing. You could see a really good conclusion come about. This full moon does oppose Neptune in your 2nd house. So at first it might be preceded by a slight feeling of disappointment, okay? There may be a feeling of being let down, or maybe not getting exactly what you wanted, but it will work itself out and you'll come to see that actually this is for the best, this arrangement is for the best. Now, this could also, for some of you, I see this playing out in terms of like your emotions, you know, and your self-esteem, your psychology, your self-sabotaging behaviors. It could be that you do something and you have an interaction with somebody and it leaves you feeling a little bit like, ouch, you know what I mean? Like when we say something and or we kind of present ourselves in a way, and then maybe the other person rejects us, or we think they've rejected us, or they don't respond how we wanted, and we walk away feeling a little bit like, oh my god, you know, I feel really embarrassed, or I didn't show up how I wanted to. But I feel like that leads to some revelations that actually become, that when you grasp them, when you get the hang of them, you actually feel a lot freer, okay? So let me try and give you an example. All right, so say you're dating, right? Say you're dating and you meet someone you like, you go on a date, it goes really, really well, and or you've been on a few dates and it's going really well, and you have like a wobble, you have a moment where you're like, oh, you know, do they want commitment? Do they not want commitment? You know, I'm not sure exactly where they stand type thing, and then you push that issue. And suddenly something that was fun and something that was really, you know, easygoing and you were enjoying suddenly becomes serious. And that's what scares them away. And then you end up thinking, oh, okay. Sorry. I don't know what I just said then anyway. And you end up thinking, okay, right, I totally just repelled that person. And then you have to look at what's going on with you. Why did I have to make it serious? Why couldn't I just enjoy it? Why did I put pressure on it? And then through finding out what you were doing there, you kind of go, oh, okay, well maybe I don't really need that security from somebody else. Maybe I can get that sense of security from myself, and maybe I should just enjoy spending time with other people and just take it for what it is, rather than trying to make it into something more. Do you see what I mean? That's like an example. So something which at first seems disappointing can lead you to some really aha moments and some revelations, okay? So don't worry if there's a little bit of initial pain, Aquarius, or if there's a little bit of like disappointment somehow, that makes, you know, gives your self-esteem a little bit of a knock, okay? It may well do. And it may well be to do with issues of intimacy. I see that playing out, you know, issues of intimacy very much. So there's a golden nugget in here, okay? And there's something in here that will be revealed to you that I think will be, you'll see how it was for the best. So that's how we start the month off, okay? We've got 2 full moons this month, so it's a blue moon month, and Mercury goes direct as well as Jupiter. So we're going back into that retro... Did I say direct? I did. I meant retrograde. Mercury goes retrograde as well as Jupiter. So we're getting back into that retrograde season, okay? Jupiter goes retrograde on the 8th of March. I need to burp, sorry. I'm in a really funny mood today, I apologise. So Jupiter goes retrograde on the 8th. Up until then, you know, it's all forward momentum. But when Jupiter goes retrograde, this is going to see you. So this is a time when really we want to be becoming introspective, because Jupiter is all about expansion and growth and what can I do next, where can I go next, what's the big picture, okay? Now that's all well and good and that's great. It's fantastic to know what the big picture is. It's awesome to be interested in growth, but we can't just go forward all the time, because the thing is, when we do that, we're apt to only having a superficial understanding of what it is we're doing or what it is we want. So with Jupiter retrograde, he's taking that expansive energy and it's going inward. So now it's about, okay, how do my beliefs, how do my values align with my idea of success? How successful, you'll be looking at this, how successful do I feel I am in life? How, you know, how much knowledge have I got that I can actually apply in order to be successful, however you deem success, okay? On some level, Jupiter is asking us to delve deeper, okay, and not to be superficial. Do you have all the tools in your toolkit to be able to start that business, to be able to shoot for that new career or promotion, or to be able to promote yourself in that way? Do you have all the tools? Do you have the knowledge? If not, go deeper, get that knowledge, gain that wisdom. You will be getting some like aha moments as it relates to what you do in the world, and it may very well be that, you know, a change of course is necessary now. But this can see opportunities coming to you as well, right? This can see opportunities that you once thought were lost and missed. Say that you were like in a band years ago and you loved it, and then you put that to bed and you were like, I'm too old now, or you used to paint and people used to buy your paintings, and then suddenly you just, you know, you got busy with children and life and work and you let go of it. This can see like an opportunity coming back which you thought was lost, to do something again that you love and that you enjoy, and that would be a real definition of success, because success isn't just about how much money we have or what our status is. Success is about how we feel, right? So this can see you doing something or having an opportunity come back which really aligns with your idea of what success is on an emotional level as well as everything else. So you're going to be looking at this, all right? You're going to be shifting your perspective in terms of what you do in the world. There's going to be, there's a wisdom that needs to come in, okay? There's a higher wisdom that needs to come in, and Jupiter is going to work with you here. He's going to drop in like moments where you just have an epiphany, and it's going to be healing. And okay, so my battery decided to die there. So I was saying, yeah, Jupiter here is really asking you to integrate your wisdom, okay, and to really, it's asking you to know who you are, what you're about, and align your bigger vision, your career, what you do in the world, to make it match who you've now become, okay? Is it a true reflection of you? Right, so that is that. Now, we're moving. The energy starts off in the month in your second house, okay? So it's about your resources, your values, it's about your income, your possessions, that type of thing. And this is where you've probably been quite focused. And then the energy starts to move into the third house, where it's about communication, it's about siblings, it's about short distance travel. It's about reading, writing, learning, Okay, so this is where the energy at this time of year always moves, right, into that third house area. So that's where the focus is going to be. But what I find interesting is we have this new moon happening on the 17th in your second house. And I see this translating not so much in a physical level, not so much in a practical way, but I see this actually translating for you guys more in an emotional sense. So whatever it was that perhaps happened at the beginning of the month, whatever healing needed to take place, whatever came to light, now this new moon, which actually touches on Jupiter, Chiron and Pluto, so this is quite positive energy, okay? It positively touches on these planets. Chiron is about healing, Jupiter is about optimism, Pluto is about transformation. There is something happening here which I feel is going to give you a renewed sense of self-esteem and a renewed sense of your values, a renewed sense of your abilities and your confidence. And I think it will be related to what happens earlier on in the month. Okay, so I really like this, and this is a feeling of, yes, I do value myself, and I am good enough, and I can do this, and I deserve, you know, and so I really like this positive energy for you. This is quite healing. And, you know, Mars is going to be going into your 12th house on the same date. So this, to me, you know, the 12th house is all about self-undoing. It's about hidden enemies. It's about oneness. It's, you know, it can be a very elusive house, but yet at the same time it's a very spiritual house. It can be a very healing house. So this is going to, in a way, mirror this energy, and I feel like you're starting to realize, Aquarius, if you haven't already, that your greatest fan and your greatest supporter should you be yourself, okay? And that you are it's your approval of yourself that matters. It's your opinion of yourself that matters. It's how you feel about yourself that matters. So Mars going into this 12th house, it's becoming a storehouse, because you've got Saturn there, you've got Pluto there, now you've got Mars in the 12th house, and he's going to be there for a month and a half, and he's going to ask you to go deep within, right, to really dig in and go into the cavern of yourself, if you like, and shine a light on what's there. Shine a light on things that perhaps you haven't wanted to look at. Self-sabotaging behaviors that you've had. Perhaps even people who say that they're aligned with you who really aren't. You know, look at your friendships. Look at the people who you've taken with you on this ride, okay, and on this journey, and say, oh, actually, is this person really happy for me when I am successful, when I have success, when I have good news? Are they really happy for me? Or is this an ambivalent friend? Is this somebody who's actually just, you know, sucking my energy? And is this a relationship where I don't really know what it's about and I come away from them feeling bizarre? You'll be looking at things like that, and it's a great time to go within and do this. So there's a lot of, you see what the theme is. There's a theme of digging deep in order to then get results on the outside, okay? So we have to go within. You're having to go within and really dig deep. Jupiter's asking you to review, to integrate, to be introspective, to shift some beliefs. Mars, Pluto and Saturn are reworking your inner environment so that then the outer world, what you do in the world, can reflect this new person, this person who you have become, this person who you now are. And so you're looking at these things. I would try and guard against things like escapism and self-defeating behaviours that are obvious, you know, but it might be that through doing these, it gets highlighted to you, and so then you can heal it. So this is really nice energy. So the sun enters Aries into your third house, and this is on the 20th, so like I said, it's going to have you busy. This is going to have you communicating a lot, traveling a lot of interactions with siblings and your local community. Mercury will be going retrograde though on the 23rd, okay? This is Mercury's first retrograde of the year. So be mindful of your communication. Be mindful of the emails you send, the messages you send. Be mindful that things may get missed. Not a good time for contracts, not a good time for buying a new car, not a good time for investing in big ticket items, really. This is a time when you want to be going over things again. You want to be reworking things again. So if you have a business plan, time to look at that, rework it. How can you fine tune it? Okay. If you're thinking about your career, if you're thinking about, starting your business or how to expand your business, go over it, see if there's anything you've missed. It's a really good time for doing that, okay? Right, so then we finish the month off with a full moon in your 8th house. No, sorry, your 9th house, your house of expansion and growth. So this full moon is going to bring to a head issues of expansion, issues of travel, relocation, growth, higher education, that type of thing. And then maybe something to look at here, especially for those of you who are maybe thinking of applying for university or or some sort of training, or you're thinking of going away traveling. Be very careful that you haven't missed any details, because he's going to be opposing Mercury in your 3rd house, okay, whilst he's retrograde. So it could be that something comes to light here that you've missed, or, and it kind of scuppers your plans a little bit, and there's an adjustment that has to be made. So just be mindful of that. But all in all for this month, to be honest, Aquarius, this is, and you're probably sick of me saying it, but it's true. This is about who am I now, and what are my needs, what are my values now, who have I grown to be, and how does that fit in with the picture of my life. It's one thing to say, I'm a charismatic, creative person and I want to make the world a better place, but then, never do anything about it, for my actions to not follow through. You want your actions, you want your decisions, you want your life to reflect what it is you've now become. And so this is a process that you're undertaking, okay? You might well need quiet time. You might need time to yourself in order to get a clearer perspective on these things. Right, okay, so that was your reading for March, the astrology portion of your reading. So now we're going to go on to your tarot. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. Thanks very much, Aquarius. Jesus, I'm getting really tongue-tied today.